Hello, my students. Welcome to today's lesson. So today we are going to look at a topic that comes in paper 1, and that is geographical or graphical inequalities. Okay, so we are looking at graphical inequalities. Now, for you to understand this topic better, you need to know the signs that are used, or the inequalities, what signs. Okay, so now when you see this sign, okay, so here we have, this is a less than sign, this is greater than, okay. So when a less than sign has this, it means that it is less than or equal to. So this is an equal to sign. So this is less than or equal to. And this one is greater than or equal to. Okay. Now, we also have lines. Let's say a dotted line. Okay, this is a dotted line. So a dotted line means it is either it is greater or it is less than. It is greater than or it is less than. That is what a dotted line means. For a solid line, it means that it is either greater than or equal to or less than or equal to when it is a solid line. You're going to see as we solve some examples that we have. Okay, so when a line is sloping up, okay, a sloping line up means greater than, and a sloping line down means less than. So it's important that you understand these signs, because it is going to be easier for you even to answer the questions. Okay, so let us go and look at a few examples. Okay, now look at this question. So we have this question which came in an exam. This was paper 1 2017. 2017. So the question says, write down 4 inequalities that define the unshaded region R. Okay, so we have this unshaded region R. Now, what you need to understand about inequalities is that you need to stand on the line that you are given. Whenever you're finding the answer, you need to stand on your line. Okay, so let us see how we can write 4 inequalities here. Now, solution. We start the first one. Number 1. So we are going first to start with just these lines. Okay, so as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, and also 1 sloping lines. So let's start with these straight lines. So we're going to start with this dotted line. Okay, now when you look at this dotted line, you see that this is an x or y plane. Yeah? So this is x here. Now, you need to ask yourself a question, that this line, which axis does it cut? When you look at this line, you find that it cuts the x-axis. It is cutting the x-axis. So therefore, you're going to write, you're going to say x, okay? You say x is equal to, now, at which number is this line cutting the x-axis? So you see that here, when you look at this, this is 1, negative 1. So this line is cutting the x-axis at negative what? At negative 1, like that. Now, the equal sign is not an inequality sign. So we need to find an inequality sign here. So therefore, this will be x, okay? So if you look at this dotted line, when you stand on this dotted line, okay, the numbers going from this line that you have been given, going this side, all the numbers this side are greater, okay? They are greater because this is the side where R is. So you are going to say that x is greater than what? Negative 1, okay? X is greater than negative 1 because it is a what? A dotted line. So x is going to be greater than negative 1. You see that? Just like that, you have answered. X is greater than negative 1. Why have we said x is greater than negative 1? Because the line is what? Dotted. So when you stand here, R is here. Okay, we are considering where R is. So our region R is here. So when you stand here, going this side, it is greater. Okay? All the numbers this side are bigger numbers. Hence, x is greater than what? -1. Let us go to number 2. Number 2, we go to this line. Now, when you look at this line, which axis does it cut? It cuts the what? The x-axis. Okay? This line is cutting the x-axis. So we are going to say, write x is equals to, at which number is this line cutting the x-axis? You see that it is cutting this x-axis at what? At 4. So x is equals to 4. Now this equals is not an inequality sign. We need to put an inequality sign. So therefore write x, and then we stand on this line. Where is our region R? Our region R is this side. Okay? So when you stand at x here, on this line on 4, when you are coming this side, all these numbers this side, they are less than 4. They are less than 4. Okay? So we are saying x here is less than 4 because where R is and where the line cuts x, it is what? It is on the lesser side. So here, x is less than or equal to what? 4. Why are we saying equal to 4? Because the line is what? A solid line. So we're going to say x is less than or equal to 4 because it is a solid line. Okay. We go to the third line. Number 3. We look at this line on top there. Okay? So we ask ourselves a question. Which axis does this line cut? We find that it will cut the what? It is cutting the y-axis. So therefore we say y is equals to, okay, this line here is cutting the y-axis. So we say y is equal to, at which number is this line cutting the y-axis? So this line is cutting the y-axis at what? At 6. So y is equals to 6. Okay? So let us now put the inequality sign. Now, when you look at this line, it is a solid line. So meaning it will be either equal to or less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Now, when you stand at this line, where is our region R? Our region R is down here. The region R is down here. So when you stand on 6 here, when you are coming down, it means the numbers that are down here, they are less than what? Less than 6. Okay? The numbers that are down here, they are less than 6. Since the numbers are less than 6, and it is a solid line, so we're going to say y is less than or equal to 6. I hope that you followed this. I hope that you followed. Okay? Now, we go to our slope. Our sloping what? Sloping line. So whenever you see a sloping line, it means that you need to find what? Gradient. Okay? A sloping line means that you need to find gradient. Okay? So go number 4. So for us to find the gradient, we need to pick coordinates. We need to pick coordinates. Okay? So where the line is cutting the y-axis and the y-axis and also the x-axis. Now, here where the line is cutting this x-axis, we pick the coordinates what? X is 2, it is cutting the line at 2. Okay, x is 2 and y is what? Is 0, because there's no y here. So we're going to write to pick the coordinates 2, 0. That is our first coordinate. Our second coordinate that we're going to pick is that this line is cutting the y-axis here on negative what? On negative 2. So if y is negative 2, then x is what? Is 0. Because there's no x here, so it is 0. So we say 0, -2. Like that. Okay. So from there, what do? We're going to name these coordinates. So this is our x1, that is our y1. This is our x2 and our y2. So we use now the formula of finding the gradient. So we say gradient is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Hope that you're following. So this will be equals, and then we replace. What is our y2? Our y2 is -2. So we say -2 minus. What is our y1? Our y1 is what? Is 0 minus 0 over. What is our x2? Our x2 is 0 minus. Our x1 is what? Is 2. Like that. So this will be equal to negative times negative. It is what? It is a positive. Okay? So this is 2 plus 0, it is what? 2. So we get a sign from bigger number, which is a negative 2 minus. From 0, you take away 2, your answer will be a negative what? Negative 2. So therefore, our gradient is going to be what? This negative and that negative will cancel. 2 into 2 is what? 1. So our m is equals to 1. Okay. So after we have done that now, we use the formula now for finding the what? Line of the equation. So we say y is equals to mx plus c. Okay. So where m is your gradient. Okay. So we're going to say y is equals to, our m is 1. So we cannot say 1x. We just write x plus what? Plus c. Now, this c is your constant or your y-intercept. This c is the number where the line is cutting the y-axis. Okay? The c is the line where the line is cutting the y-axis. So when you look at this line, it is cutting the y-axis at negative what? At negative 2. So this negative 2 is our what? Is our c. So our equation is going to be y is equals to x minus, okay, x minus 2. Now, this equals is not an inequality sign. Therefore, we need to replace it with an inequality sign. Therefore, y, now let's go to our line. As you can see, this is a dotted line. So when we stand on this line, where is our r? Our r is up there. Okay? Our r is up. And when we are going up, what happens? The numbers are getting what? Bigger. So y is what? Is greater. Okay? Is greater than what? X minus 2. So here we're going to say y is greater than x minus 2. Like that. We have said greater because it is a dotted line. Okay? If it was a solid line, we would have said greater or equal to. Okay, so that is how we deal with this question in an exam. Okay, so the most important thing, you need to understand the inequality signs. When you understand the inequality signs, then always you stand on a what? On a line. Thank you very much for watching.